Hey guys, it's Melanie. So this video here is just a little bit of a bonus because so many of you have tagged me in posts on Instagram and have sent me direct messages. And this is just kind of to share this information with those of you who are not on Instagram or who, are not like heavily into social media type stuff. So this is regarding whether Wet n Wild is actually cruelty-free or not. I know that there are a lot of my subscribers who try to purchase exclusively cruelty-free or mostly cruelty-free and, really try to support brands that don't test on animals. It has recently come to light that Wet n Wild has been selling in China since, I believe it's 2018. I'll read you guys their statement here in a minute. But they've been selling in China as part of a pilot program where products can be imported in and they are not tested on animals pre-market, but there is still a chance that they can be tested post-market. At least that is what the information that is coming out is saying, that when a product is sold in China, originally it needed to be tested pre-market, and then also at any point the Chinese government could pull any given product off the shelves and test it on animals to ensure its safety. So there is that component, which is the part that is a little bit tricky when it comes to this situation. There is also just some general disappointment in the fact that Wet n Wild was not more forthcoming about participating in this pilot program and giving more details. And that's kind of the part that bothers me, and I think bothers a lot of people, is that they seemed a little bit secretive about it. Truthfully, I have not purchased anything from Wet n Wild in quite some time, and I mentioned in my video on Wednesday that I was not super interested in the brand kind of overall anymore. It's just kind of one of those brands that I'm over, but it's just disappointing. I feel like if, and some of you have actually said this as well, if CoverGirl can be cruelty-free, I feel like most brands should very easily be able to make the transition. And, I think that it's been received very well when CoverGirl made the transition. And it's disappointing to see a brand like Wet n Wild that has always claimed to be cruelty-free now suddenly potentially not be cruelty-free at all. And then kind of being dishonest about it. So I want to read you guys their statement. I'm also going to be linking Logical Harmony's Instagram down below. They did a video, I think it was either on Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, where they were sharing the information in terms of the statement that Wet n Wild released, and then kind of responding to that with the information about the pre-testing and the post-testing. So I would encourage you, if you are on Instagram, to follow Logical Harmony. She also does a just full-on blog. If you are not the social media type, you can follow her blog as well. So I will link the Logical Harmony blog down below. It is definitely a website that I reference quite often, along with Cruelty Free Kitty, for information for brands that, are cruelty-free. I don't go as far as brands needed to be vegan, but, I get a lot of really good information from there. But so this is the statement from Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild does not test on animals. Wet n Wild is a global brand for beauty lovers, inclusive of all ages, ethnicities, skin colors, ideologies, and economic statuses. Cruelty-free has and will remain a key pillar of our brand. In 2018, Watson's, which I believe is just a drugstore in China, began offering our products to beauty enthusiasts in China via a pilot program with 30 stores. Wet n Wild products sold in China are domestically manufactured in China and do not require animal testing. Since 2014, China no longer requires animal testing for domestic, non-special use cosmetics. Wet n Wild were able to enter the Chinese market, maintaining our commitment to providing customers cruelty-free, high-quality, on-trend products they can feel good about buying and wearing. As a trusted leader in cruelty-free beauty, we will continue working closely with the Chinese government and all governments to adhere to our strict policy for cruelty-free globally. So, as I said, there could very well be a chance that as part of this pilot program, post-market testing is not required in any kind of way, and that those brands will never be tested on animals. But because Wet n Wild wasn't super forthcoming about all the details of going into this pilot program, it just kind of makes me question whether maybe that's not a thing when it comes to the pilot program. Maybe there is still an opportunity for post-market testing to happen, and that's the disappointing part. My hope is that Wet n Wild, I'm sure they're going to have to continue to address this and share more information over the coming weeks. My hope is that they, say that as a part of this pilot program, post-market testing will not happen. But I'm not sure why they wouldn't say that in this release. So, and by the way, this was from their global president. That was who released that that little blurb there. But yeah, I kind of just wanted to get this video out there very quickly, because I do know a lot of you guys are not necessarily on Instagram and don't follow this kind of stuff. And if you at all care about cruelty-free, then you would certainly find this information useful. I will continue to follow this and see what Wet n Wild ends up saying, and maybe they can share some more information about this so-called pilot program. I mean, I had no idea that that was even a thing. And admittedly, I'm not as hardcore into researching cruelty-free stuff as the people who, run the blogs like Cruelty Free Kitty and Logical Harmony. I reference those blogs for information when I choose to make my purchasing decisions. So, but yeah, it's disappointing. I feel like it is yet another drugstore brand that is now off the market, at least until further information comes out for a lot of people. And that's disappointing, because honestly, there's not a ton at the drugstore that is cruelty-free. Especially, when it comes to like the major companies. I feel like Wet n Wild had definitely kind of put themselves in like the major companies for like drugstore cosmetics realm for sure, especially when they started kind of reformulating a lot of their products and people really started sharing this stuff on Instagram and YouTube. But, obviously L'Oreal and Revlon and, there's a boatload of others that are not cruelty-free. So, but anyway, I wanted to go ahead and put the information out for those of you that are not on Instagram. I'll put the information for Logical Harmony's blog in the description box, like I said, as well as their Instagram. I will update you guys if I hear anything. But yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there. So if you are cruelty-free and you have actively purchased from Wet n Wild in the past, you might want to maybe put that on hold until you get a little bit more information. And yeah, so thanks so much for taking the time to watch. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.